Alright, so this video just going over how to set up your flex grid in charts. So on toss, you go into charts, you got your flex grid. So my idea with the flex grid was to make every chart, I turned every chart into a strategy, so it has the parameters, it has what I'm looking for on every chart. So also up here I keep I can pin it like always on top. So if I pin it, you can see I have the 1 minute strategy, 3 minute strategy, 6 minute, 9 minute, 15 minute, 3 hour, and the futures strategies. But you should make every chart, every time frame. I pretty much have a strategy in each time frame. So I'm just gonna go over one because everybody does this the way they want it to. So on certain time frames, I don't care. Like on the 3 minute time frame, I don't have no volatility in there. Versus the long term time frame, I want to know the historical volatility and the high volatility, as well as the shorter time frame volatility, which would be 15 minutes. When it comes to like less than 10 minutes, the volatility really doesn't matter because you're talking 9 minutes. You gotta kind of measure it back a little bit more than 9 bars. But anyways, let's just go over how to set this up. And depending on what you're looking for is the way to set up your chart. There's plenty of things to set up. I have 5 charts up. This one is like the active one, so I would put times and sales on here, or this is it shows you the grid, but I like to use volume. The level 2, so I'll show you the level 2, some news, and the time and sales. So show me the time and sales on here. Something I would like to add is I also have the relative volume, so that's I do want to know what the relative volume is here. So this chart is an active chart, an active trader chart. This chart in the bottom. So I'll just show you how to set up one of them, and they're all pretty much set up the same, each one. And if you want to just use 2 of them or 3 or position them differently, there's you go to a customize grid and you click there, and then it shows you this stuff like that. You can add a chart below like that. I just added a chart below. I'm going to take that out. So I don't want to do that. I want to remove this chart. But okay. So you can put one below, one on the side, like that. And each one of them lets you do that. You put one on the side there, kind of customize it the way you want once that goes. Another thing it has, which I have it clicked right here at the bottom, is the sidebar. The sidebar pulls up these buttons. So if I click sidebar here, it pulls up these buttons so I can use it as an active trader. You look at the news, the level 2s, dashboard, phase score, which I don't use, buttons I don't really, and active trader. So this is active trader where I can add another chart to it. This one I use mostly for futures if I'm day trading, but I mostly use the time and sales, but I use this chart to monitor that. So I don't have the sidebar on any other chart except for this one at the bottom. where it's a 15-minute chart, and I change it. I'll swap it around, look at the 1-minute chart on here if I just want to look at it in 1 minute, you know. And but the setup is all the same. So since I have that as a 1-minute strategy, you can kind of see the 1-minute strategy pulls up. I'm going back to the 15-minute, or I can put on the 2-hour strategy. This is more of like a long term, but I like it. I use it. So that's the way to customize that. So let's just get into one. Click right. If you just pick a chart, I'm gonna pick this one, the 3-minute chart. Just maximize it and kind of look at it. And then you want to scroll through your charts. You see these arrows right here. You can scroll through them. So you know I have the 3-minute chart. Then it goes down to the 2-hour chart. Then the 6-minute chart, 9-minute chart, and the 3-hour chart, which I just turned into a 3-hour chart, but excuse me, I want that as a 15-minute chart where I use it the most. See my volume profile, see volatility down here, the relative volume, you know, if I understand it, it just tells me when there's high impulsive volume. And we're just looking at IDEX. There's also have a moving average in there. It's like the 100-day, 100-period moving average. So it's more of a long-term moving average. And that's it for this one. This is just volume base. I want to see the structure of the volume and see the point of control. So here it happens to, the point of control happens to be dipping. Mostly this is an important place for it because between 259, 258, this is where the most volume was traded. So if it has a potential to retest this area of the 250s. So just analyzing this. So on the 15-minute chart, this is the way I have it set up. Let's just go into the 1 minute, well, the 3-minute. This is more like for day trading. Go right here where it says studies, edit studies, and it shows you the studies that are there. I have one 33-period moving average. I do the high, low, the open, the high, the low, and the close divided by 4. So it's more of a smoother average, and I like to get that average versus just the high, the low, or the open and close, or just the open or just the close. It kind of gives you the whole broad over base, and that's the 33-period average and the 99. So on this strategy and the VWAP. So this strategy, I use the 33 and the 99 to do like a tag. I use it all different ways, whether they cross or whether the price tags it and drops, especially on certain days. And the VWAP, I just want to see where the volume weighted just for the day. And I don't really trade the VWAP, but I like to know where it is, just because I know where it would tell me where the exhaustion is on a short trade or a long trade. And I have a tight VWAP, so it's on the standard deviations are like 1 1/4 or less. Then I have relative strength. Just want to see where the volume is going. It's pretty broad. And then the volume average. This tells me what bars are, what prices are triggering a lot of volume, whether there's a big push out or not. But you just look at your parameters here, and set it up like this, you can change the periods. So by clicking here, you can go into the periods where it says price. Like I said, I have the open, the high, low, and the close divided by 4. But you can pick other things. That's just the way I like it. You can pick the high, low divided by 2. Kind of puts you in the center. I just feel like this gives you a more smoother curve displacement too, so I like it to go forward in time a little bit forward. As you can see the end here, the orange, which is the 99, pushes out further than the blue, which is the 33. But I keep it close because I like to keep the price close, and I don't use the up and down signals. I don't like to have that displayed. So yeah, that's it. Just 2 moving averages and the VWAP traded on the 3-minute chart, and taking in account the average volume just to see if my entries are with the big volume pops, and relative strength. So pretty much you do that in the studies, and this is what it gives me, like pretty much an IDX aside from the open, which shot up to 267, got sold off hard. So there could have been a trade here where it sold and lost the opening price. This is probably a good spot to go short or sell, which was 259. Moving averages crossed and never came back. Once it pretty much hit the top of VWAP, went through the center and just drove it down, and then that was pretty much it. The moving averages never crossed. They actually just crossed at the close, so it was a bearish day or neutral consolidation for IDEX. And pretty much that's how you set it up. Until next time, peace.